Alright. We have a lot to do here, people. We have a lot to do here. Specifically, our supports and bond stuff. Oop, that's what I wanted to do there. So let's go through our supports. I got a lot of supports to go through, so this will be a good time for me to sit back.
Are you all right there, Divine One?
Chill with my food.
Boucheron? Why do you ask?
Oh, I just thought you seemed a little worn out.
Ouch. You noticed? I am feeling sort of sluggish.
That's not good. You're eating 3 meals a day, I hope?
Yes. I don't think my diet is the issue.
Well then, how about your sleep?
About the usual.
So you're eating and sleeping fine, but you still feel groggy. It could be stress.
You think so?
I wouldn't be surprised. Going to war is stressful for anyone. What have you been doing as stress relief?
Nothing. It hadn't even occurred to me. Why? What do you do?
I have several ways to blow off steam. Like going up a mountain alone and spending some quiet time fishing.
Wow. That does sound relaxing.
Would you like to join me sometime? The alone part of it is optional. Really.
Yes, I would love that. Please come get me the next time you head out.
This Boots being a good man, but yeah, okay, to answer your question, Crimson, yeah. The term is what's known as a pre-promoted unit. So a character who doesn't come as a tier 1 unit, but really comes as tier 2. So, exactly so, that would be your Jaden. Exactly so, your Jaden, your Seth, your, however you want to refer to that. That is your initial starting, and they're not necessarily bad at all times. Lots of characters will fill different niches, but more often than not, when it comes to, especially let's say if you're doing like an Iron Man run, meaning no resetting, it's just one save, if somebody dies, they die. When it comes to it, that you are very much so looking at, okay, let's do a good example here. For you, or like for my playthroughs, we're going to constantly get more and more units, of course, to grow the army, but we only have so many deployment slots, Crimson. And of course, when it comes to leveling up people, you are at the mercy of the luck of the draw when it comes to how good their levels are. So, I wouldn't say exactly on your quote of why some tier 1 units can be absolutely insane compared to tier 2, but rather it's more of every campaign's of course going to be unique, so it comes down to what you're trying, do you think this unit's worthy to continue investing if they only got the last 3 levels of 2 stats, for instance? That's why I'm ready, he's only level 4, but I only have so many slots already, and Saylene's is going to be outperforming Clan just from Celica anyway, it feels like, so I'm ready dropping this boy. Both because, he's not competing with the current army units, and when other mages eventually join the party, they might be offering something better, be it if they're a tier 1 or tier 2 unit. That's the beautiful thing, just as you'll continue to get more and more units later on, some of them might be tier 1, some of them might be tier 2, exactly, pre-promoted, to where even if they might not have the best growth stats for you later on, the main thing for you, Crimson, is that they might be what your army needs right now to continue to actually make it through the game. So it's that push and pull of what characters can I really invest into right now versus who do I need to just kind of, be my veteran on the roster and be able to carry me through.
I really enjoyed our tea party today. Thanks for inviting me, Saline.
The pleasure is all mine, Divine One. Our conversation made for an excellent spice over an already fine tea.
The tea was fine, wasn't it? That floral note it had was almost unbelievably good.
I'm glad you appreciated it. The leaves were grown in Firene, you know. The delicate, subtle taste embodies the spirit of our kingdom. It is my utmost favorite.
Yeah, I've heard the Firenese prefer the pastoral life over any kind of open conflict. That really came through in this tea.
There's a Firenese folktale I think you might find interesting. Our royal palace is home to a spirit who ensures happiness for the virtuous. For thieves or interlopers, however, the spirit drives them off with mischievous tricks. Imagine, driven off by the prankish antics of a spirit. No serious consequences at all. How effective a deterrent do you suppose such a spirit really is?
Even so, it's a lovely story. It's the kind of good-hearted tale that reflects the Pyrenees' character, I think.
Yes. Yes, it is. Well then, we must have tea together again sometime, Divine One.
He is good, and yeah, Celine's hair is so big. Cosplaying with long hair is such a problem, I feel, just because of how much hair there is to style, both like when I'm prepping the cosplay and when I'm just in the hotel room in a lesser familiar environment and having to prepare it to be good for the day. Oh my goodness, I do not envy wanting to deal with that at all. Okay, and to answer you, Crimson, so they can immediately fill those different niches versus the ones that you've been building up. Because yeah, an army is going to, any Fire Emblem army is going to be super big, and you're only going to be able to use upwards of, let's say, 13, 14 deployment slots at most for, some maps later on in games or so. So everybody's always going to be competing for a slot, and when it comes to, you're not, there's going to be a lot of class overlap eventually soon enough. You already have Erica for you, where you are, so any other sword users can be secondary, since Erica's always a sword user with her rapier and everything like that. She's really offering a lot of utility. So then it becomes a question of, do I need 2 sword users, or since Erica's always needed, can I host with her? So that's your push-pull. It's like any other, think of it kind of like any other sport immediately too. You want to develop your rookies, of course, and make them your mainstays, but for now, just to get through the season, just to get through this chapter, I need some immediate power now. So for instance, just because of how I play Engage and with how much I fed Louis, I don't necessarily need Vander when Louis just does so much for me at the moment. So I can already bench Vander. He doesn't have to set up any more at speed, considering he's a pre-promote, and he's not going to grow as well, versus Louis, who's always going to be a solid unit, already has a huge niche in my army, and will continue to grow well.
You're so adorable when you sleep, Divine One.
Huh?
Oh, good morning. Did I wake you?
Were you watching me sleep? Again?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Oh, you should just leave me be if I nod off while I'm sitting outside. It's unnerving to wake up on your own and find someone staring at you.
Oh, I never meant to do that, Divine One. But you slept for 1,000 years, just like a character from a fairy tale. Your sleeping form is so heavenly that I can't help staring at it.
I get that. But I still must have been a ridiculous sight, sleeping here of all places.
Oh no, not at all. But I have a compromise in mind. Hear me out. If I'm always there when you wake up, maybe you'll get used to it and it won't be so startling. All we'd have to do is set up an extra bed for me in your chamber.
Nope, not doing that.
Oh dear, shot down.
Dang, shooting a shot. I mean, to be fair, Chloe and Louis are a very, I wouldn't say fruity necessarily, but they are a very interesting bunch when it comes to just seeing their romance, just watching them over. And also, if you've been a Divine Judge and been sleeping for hundreds of years, you'd be wary if more people just kept watching you as you slept. Chloe is such a wonderful, wonderful character in unit, though.
Huh?
Yeah, almost
What's up?
switched.
You're looking at me kind of weird.
Sorry, I didn't mean any offense. I just couldn't help it.
Is there something wrong with how I look?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Then tell me why you're laughing already.
Well, you know how you're always so confident?
Huh?
I was thinking about how plain it is on your face. There's confidence all over you. It's kind of inspiring to look at.
Which is why you were staring.
Forgive me, Etie. If it bothers you, I'll stop.
Nah, I don't mind. I'm actually a little honored to help out the Divine One. If staring at me lifts your mood, go ahead and stare all you want.
Thank you.
I mean, it's a little embarrassing, but a quick jog will help get my mind off it. See you around, Divine One.
Etie's visuals, her voice, a lot of people actually don't like the gap moe between Etie. And honestly, her Engage model actually does her a big disservice in my opinion, just because she's made out to be a huge bodybuilder, and it does not reflect on her Engage model, unfortunately. In Fire Emblem Heroes, they actually give her the abs and the muscle that she actually has. So I should send that over to you, D3. But yeah, no, here, let me pull up a picture on stream or so. Etie Fire Emblem. Let me change my window capture real quick then. Etie Fire Emblem. So like, this is like her natural pose or so and everything like that, I guess, of like her natural look. She looks pretty stylish or so, no lie. But yeah, her whole shit is that like, yeah, she is actually a big bulker. She's just a chill, I wouldn't say gym bro necessarily, but like, yeah, she's just a chill, confident girl who just is cool. But it wasn't, that's not reflected on her Engage model, unfortunately. Whereas, I'm trying to see if I can get a higher res image. On her hero's portrait, yeah, she actually has a little bit more good definition and all. And it's really cool. And also, in the official manga, she's also absolutely showing strength feats as, like, one-handed lifting logs and everything, and, like, doubling whatever Louise carrying, funny enough. But yeah, Etie's cool, and I loved using her in my playthrough, because compared to other archers who have a lot more speed, she is a strength archer. And it's nothing funnier than just getting to immediately whack people from across the map for tons of damage. It's pretty funny. Oh, I should also go back to the Google search for you two, but yeah, a lot more people very much so continue to respect those abs, as you can kind of see. Yeah. Etie is cool, and I liked her. I used her more than our second archer, Outress, which would come later on. But honestly, for Maddening, I'm gonna be up in the air, because not using Outress later on in this game means I'm losing on Luna. And I didn't use Outress much in my first playthrough, but I don't, considering how I really struggled on the later end of maps before on Engage, I might need to just use the regular Royals to bail myself out really badly. Really badly.
Is the tea to your liking, Princess Aileen?
Very much so. I particularly enjoy the aroma.
God.
I smell a hint of citrus, along with
Oh, I guess maybe for you
notes,
two,
yes.
considering how
More than one
y'all are
variety, if I'm
kind
not
of
mistaken.
falling over
It
her.
brings to
Maybe I'll
mind
just
the
keep her on.
blossoms
I mean, I don't think I was
often
gonna
found
bench
during
her
the warmer months.
anytime necessarily
Taken
soon.
all together, the scent is
but,
most pleasing.
I endeavor
know,
to
she
satisfy.
could be a tier
This
lower
black
than
tea is a
Outress
mix
when
of
it comes
leaves
to
from
overall.
southern Pyrenees with dried fruit rinds and flowers.
It's heavenly, as the blends you prepare always are. The chance to sip the tea you brew is one of the small joys that gets me through each day.
You're too kind, Princess Aileen. Somewhat related, do you remember the special leaves I mentioned recently?
Yes, of course. You said that they would produce a unique and distinctive flavor, if I recall.
You recall correctly. I have a lead on how one might acquire such leaves. I take it that would interest you.
Truly? You're right. I'd love to sample it for myself.
Excellent. The wait will be worth it.
I would say, the one weak thing, unfortunately, though, of course, is that when it comes to our first cast of characters,
It's been a while since we had
especially
time for
when
a
it
cup
comes
of tea
to
together,
Celine.
Princess Aileen.
There's no need to
there
stand
is
on
a rightful
ceremony,
criticism on
Etie.
how it's always
We've been
just around
friends too
tea.
long for that.
And there's a
As
lot
you
more
wish,
depth,
Celine.
but for instance, for first
How's your
impressions
tea?
from people playing Engage,
Most delicious, thank
it
you. This
very
is
much
a
so feels
lovely
like a
pot
step
you've brewed
back
for us.
from the
The
previous
pungent
three
aroma
houses
and
with how much
flavor
depth
tell
there was
me it's
versus
a single origin tea from the
Celine?
northern fields, yes.
I'm going to concede that, of
You can
course.
tell where it's
There is
from
a
with
lot
one
more
sip.
if you just, you know, give
You
the
really
game the
know
love
your
that it
leaves.
deserves.
Go on, Etie. Try some. The aroma is really quite unlike anything else.
Thank you. Don't mind if I do.
Well...
Well, it tastes like tea to me. You could tell me it's from any region and I'd believe you.
I thought as much. You always were a bit blind to the subtleties of tea.
It's not that I can't taste it. It's that no one's on your level when it comes to this stuff.
Is something wrong, Etie?
What do you mean?
I noticed your hand trembling. There it is again.
Oh, I don't think so. You must have imagined it.
Really? Well, if you're sure.
Alright, who do we got? The Boosh!
Why?
Yeah.
Why would they do such a
Boosh
thing?
crying, always.
It's just not fair. Oh.
Hey, Boucheron, right?
Yes. And you're Fram, right? What is it? Do you need me for something?
No, I'm fine. I heard somebody crying their eyes out and I got concerned is all.
Ah, right. Sorry for worrying you. I'm all right.
Okay. But then what's with the sobbing?
I was reading this book and I just get so swept up in the story.
A book did this to you?
People tell me I cry too easily. The littlest thing is enough to set me off.
Okay, I gotcha. So what's this book about?
Well, there are these siblings who are separated during a war and later meet again as enemies.
Huh. Sounds interesting.
I'd be happy to lend it to you after I'm finished.
Thanks for the offer, but I'll pass. I don't really... Well, I'm not a big reader.
Oh, that's a shame. What if I read it to you instead?
What? That's sweet and all, but I couldn't ask you to read to me like a little kid.
Oh, think nothing of it. I know you'd love the story just as much as I do.
In that case, sure, why not?
And that was called Fire Emblem Fates. Smile. Great. Koei and Fram.
This mission is taking so much longer than I thought. By the time I'm done, it'll be too late.
What's the rush, Chloe? Oh, do you have a hot date tonight?
Nope, there's this folk food stall I was hoping to visit.
A folk food stall?
Yeah, I have a thing for local foods made with unusual ingredients. But the shops that sold them were already rare, and the war has made them almost non-existent. I heard there was a food stall opening today, so I was hoping to check it out.
If it's that important to you, I can go in your place. I'll be your personal shopper.
You'd do that for me?
Sure. I'm not so busy that I can't make a slight detour on the errands I was running anyway.
Whoa, thanks. I think I'll take you up on that.
So, what can I get for you?
It's roasted snake meat between 2 buns. They call it a snake sandwich.
Why would anyone...
Folk food is always tied to local traditions. Eating it is like taking a bite of history. That's what makes it so great.
Oh. Huh. I think that makes sense. From a certain point of view. Anyway, I'll be back in 2 shakes with your sandwich of snakes.
Here's some money. Buy one for yourself, too, so we can eat them together.
And then we also did Chloe's other quirk of being a very experimental eater. I'm not one to say I wouldn't try everything once, but I think she takes it to a whole nother level. Okay, I gotta be right back. My dog wants to be let out, so yeah, be right back, everybody. Alright, everybody, I am back. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Oh, my switch just turned off. No, my switch! I was just long enough away that it turned off on its own. There we go. Alright, so that's all our support stuff. So now we just have... Okay, now I'm just sitting on the wire. So let me adjust things a little bit here. Come on, Switch. This is what I get for using an older... An older... An older capture card and cable! I need this character. Oh, my head is so hot. I'm sweating from that, dude. Holy crap, that's so funny. No! I moved my hand and hit my cable by accident, and then it turned it off again. Okay, what? We're here. Okay, alright. As I was saying, we went through the character supports. Bond supports are between the emblems, and it's literally 10 seconds worth of
For all
dialogue
I had
between
hoped
them.
to discuss with you, now that you are before me, I am lost for words.
I know what you mean, but we'll have plenty of time to get to know each other.
It's literally 10-second dialogue conversations, but the big thing about it is that it unlocks a new tier bond level, which means we can inherit skills from the emblem. So if I need to pass around the emblem from character to character,
You're a natural
then I
people
can
pleaser,
retain
are you
certain
not?
things
I could stand to learn
from
that
when you're
kindness from
engaged
you.
with them.
I simply enjoy being of service. It makes me happy to be present while others interact.
So exactly so, our bonds are getting better with some characters, and that means if I go back over towards the ring chambers. No, that's the arena. Where is the ring chambers? I could potentially spend some of the SP that I'm getting from being in battles to level up some skills and everything like that, potentially. So if I go to inherit skills and I go to like Saline, okay, yeah, I can still inherit these things and allow myself to get more and more cool stuff. Better hit and avoid is decent, but it's not necessarily what I want. I probably want to save for just the magic, because that's just base raw stats altogether. That's way more important more than anything. Maybe Lance Power 2. Attack plus 2 at the void, the cost of a void minus 10. Yeah, we doesn't need a void necessarily. Hit is always really nice though, but we'll see how things necessarily go. Yeah, we'll keep saving, and Martha's already all the way up here. So that's only 100 SP for that, but I think we better just keep saving for other stuff, because like Perceptive is really nice. Dodge a little bit more, so let's save on that end. I will say, I did go to the wrong door, but me recognizing that the arena is open could be really, really good for us. I am not going to lie. Because if it is open, then that's another source of experience that I can just really start getting. DMs first, but first and foremost. Yes, it's open! Ooh, baby girl, it's gonna be so nice. The arena is so useful here because the big thing that you can do is you can train. So exactly so, you can train with other characters, you can train with emblems, and the big thing about whenever you are training is that you are getting potential experience and such. So, for example, if I decided to train, you could pick out a random person.
No holding back.
Will you face me?
So, and we'll just, you know, see how it pans out. Verna, without a doubt, is way more than a match for me. But since this is a training match,
You're as strong as I expected.
It doesn't matter if I win or lose as much, because I'm getting experience for it. Of course, I want to get experience. I want to be able to actually get experience for everything. So, I want to actually be able to win.
I am Boucheron,
Every little
Royal
bit.
Knight of Firene.
Clan, Divine Dragon Fan Club co-founder. I serve the Divine Dragon.
1%
More
crit.
experienced warrior, 1 out.
Brother! Clan's really saying, this is what you get for benching me, huh? Brother! you really just said, this is what you get. That is both hilarious and very rewarding. Okay, what? Maybe I'll dump another, or maybe I'll dump this into you.
Clan,
If you get a good level 5
steward
level
of
up,
the Divine
maybe
Dragon.
you won't be
I've been
as
observing
John in
the
the
way
water
you fight.
for me on this run, potentially.
Yeah.
Okay, unless we get another 1% crit back, though, then Colonel will actually be our one and only
I'm ashamed to have
initiating
underestimated you.
victor of the arena.
The lingering taste of victory.
Like what you've seen here, yeah. It's a good way to be able to get potential supports, and also, it's some experience, which we'll always take. I even got a support out of that, funny enough.
And how fare you today, Prince Alfred? Thank you ever so much for inviting me. No, that's too stiff. I should try to sound warmer.
Arena? Yeah, because
Is something
the
amiss,
traditional
Clem?
arena has not been around since the 3DS
Where did
era.
you come from?
My
Ever since the
apologies.
3DS
I thought
era
I
came
heard someone
around,
mention my
Crimson,
prince's
so
name.
You heard
Another
right.
fun way to see,
Prince
and also it has
Alfred invited me
actually
to
more
work out
uses
with
than
him
you'd
today.
think. Here
I've
in
never
the
spent
game.
time alone with him before, so I'm nervous about saying the wrong thing.
A private exercise session for the two of you.
That's right.
Not a solo or a group session. What could this signify?
I don't think it signifies anything.
Ah, but pay me no mind. So then you are practicing your greetings to the prince?
Yes. I don't want to embarrass myself by being accidentally rude. Maybe you could be my sounding board, Louis. I'll talk to you like you're Prince Alfred, and if anything seems off, you can correct it.
A capital idea. When it comes to manners, you have turned to the right man.
It's just a little bit of speed. Once again, I'll take whatever I can get. But you only get so much every chapter, as you can see. 0 times left. Now you can train with an emblem if you want to spend the bond fragments. So that would exactly so be your... And that would be you spending whatever, however much out of that potential gacha to get even more effects out of when you are engaged, or even, you know, or being able to inherit skills from that character if you have enough experience, which is the bigger thing too. Even if I'm not using Boost Run, for instance, when it comes to, I could maybe give him hit plus 15 with Sigurd, which honestly would be very, very nice. So let's do that, for instance. Let's have Boost train with Sigurd.
A training session with you should be interesting.
I am Sigurd. Prepare yourself.
Oh, will Boost win? Yeah. I mean, he can put up a good fight. I mean, he only has a hand axe. If he actually had a regular axe, he'd put up a better fight. But even with the loss...
Let us take up arms to defend the people. It is by our bonds that we shall change the world.
Bond is a good, strong word. I could get used to having an emblem on my side.
We still get a small little bond conversation. It's still bond level 5. And if I engaged Boost with Sigurd, I could potentially get, what's his face? I would get that hit plus 15. Or right now, for instance, too. If I would over towards Sigurd. Okay, once I get 100 more SP, I can get hit plus 10, potentially hit plus 15 later on. So, that will just intrinsically raise Boost in my books for being able to, you know, for his overall use, which is just wonderful, of course. Alright, really quickly then, where do I need to go? I would like to go towards the plaza. Because I want to do some shopping. And by shopping, I mean I'm probably going to buy like a few more heal staves for Jean and Tram to be sharing around. First and foremost, there's one small conversation here.
Well then?
Oh, Alfred? Ah, you're just talking story-specific stuff. In that case then, for now...
Well, hey there!
Could I potentially buy... Is there anything around here that I could... Nothing different, actually. Oh, so you are the weapons vendor, not the tool vendor otherwise.
Welcome.
The item vendor. Because Jean If you could, my good sir, I'd like to buy a heal.
I thank you.
Also buy the extra
I thank you.
because that's gonna be really useful. Also,
I thank you.
I'll buy a torch because I know
Do
it's
come
gonna
again.
be soon enough, so I'd rather be prepared. The other big thing to know as well is we also have the smithy and the clothier. The clothier is just cosmetics for at the base, but the smithy is the bigger ticket that I need to be looking at here. Or the boutique.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Here's how the smithy works.
Because the big things is that there are 3 mechanics here. We can refine, meaning that if we want to, we can give any weapon the aspect of an emblem. No, that's engraving. Refining, we can upgrade weapons to just naturally have better stats, but it'll cost us materials from, you can see, iron, steel, and silver when it comes to, as well as money, of course, but money's not a problem. Engraving means we can give a item the aspect of an emblem. So it will give us unique stats or benefits for whatever that emblem is. So it costs bond fragments, but you can see it can easily raise up certain things to be way better for us. So for example, Marthier, just small stats to everything, you love to see it. Echoes for Celica, you are getting so much more dodge, and lesser weight, but you are losing strength. Whereas the Holy Engraving from Sigurd, you are gaining might, you are gaining avoid, you are losing weight overall. Really nice choices, all things considered here. So, first and foremost, Engraving Liberation is never bad in my opinion here. I do potentially think I might want to give something over to one of my stronger boys. Now remember, this store's going to be on one weapon by itself. So let's just engrave Liberation with Marth. And potentially thinking, if I look over towards that silver lance that Louis currently has. I mean, the weight isn't a problem, so instead, maybe if I look at one of the bows potentially. If I look at the steel bow that Etie has. It's not as worth it. Lesser weight does mean I can actually potentially have her double, so that might be better for the future. And then, if I want to give somebody a void, I do think I'd probably look over at Chloe then. The javelin losing one is insignificant, whereas if I want this on the steel then, because it's still good damage, but having 50 plus avoid on her best weapon and less weight, meaning that she can maybe double with that, is way important. And then of course we can look to engrave things. So for instance, if I want to engrave Bouch's silver axe, or even make it into different weapons instead, you can see, so I could probably make it a brave from the looks of it there, or I think it's a whirlwind, but that's not necessarily on my mind here. That's going to be a much stronger silver axe, but it might be more useful just to engrave an iron, for instance, just to make sure I have a better guaranteed hit weapon, as you can see. Or I could keep engraving to get different cool stuff. For now, though, I think just having a really solid iron axe could be good. That hit, or even a compact. And a compact axe basically be a huge guaranteed hit would be nice. So look at the steel. 70 hit ain't the worst on a steel then, because it's just competing with hit then for the silver. Or just look at the hand axe. That's 75. Let's buff up an iron axe then, I feel. So having a really good iron axe is going to be really just good in general. I don't have anything much more here. And afterwards we have the exchange menu. You can see I could trade any of my other materials for more of my for either or in... God darn it, I hit my switch. For any of the other 3 things, iron, steel, silver. So if I want to be engraving stuff really early right now, refining stuff really early right now, I could literally just spend all my silver away. That way I have so much more to, to work with. And honestly, it might be a really good idea to do so. The silver is not necessarily what I need at the moment. So honestly, like, foregoing a lot of it to be able to engrave a lot of stuff, I am honestly fine with. Because without a doubt, I do think just having Liberation go all the way up, so it's almost double in strength, is very good. Give me that. That is all my steel, though. That's totally fine. Let's engrave this. I refine the steel answers to be a little bit better because we really devoted some time to it. Same with the bow, I'm thinking. No, I'm out of steel. What about the fire, then, that we have? Just making them even a slight bit better is going to pay off very big dividends for me, I feel. Make a better hand axe, please. Can't make the silver, but as you've seen, it's like higher quality weapons will require more materials and everything like that, but that's totally fine. Just getting to buff even everything just a little bit is so nice. Let's see here. I want to buff that up twice. I need 4 silver potentially. Let's just go as 4 steel. Let's trade a silver in for that. That way I can save the iron that I just had. And let's buff up Etie's bow. Really nice. I actually have to buff it by 3 levels just about. And we can buff another fire hit here for Saline. Great.
I'll be here.
Very, very good use of all my stuff, in my opinion, right there. Let me just check my stuff real quick. Yeah, I consider myself to be in a pretty good state right here for my current base of operations. Probably need to keep separating these videos out, kind of like reverse co-ops, to where part of it will just be me and the Somniel organizing things out, and then the other part will then be, what's his face, me going around and, you know, actually doing the chapters and all. That will be good. I hit my switch against lean forwards to look at your emotes. I also, for your reference, D3, I did message Tara. I think they're still at work, but you know, when they finish up, then that's when we'll try to meet to swap over to Deadlock or so. Yep, Horsemanner. Could give this to people if, you know, I want to raise our support level and bond level from that on. But otherwise, I think this is a good point for my Somniel experience. So let's save real quick. And back to the world map. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Jean to the party, and another chapter to do. Chapter basically done with Cross. Yeah, I understand. We're just chilling. We're just chilling. Alright. Next chapter. We are here at the mountain settlement. Let's do this thing.